So I was scrolling on Facebook today and I noticed one of our local butcher shops had a sale on chicken. It was a 40-pound case for $19.20. It was chicken drumsticks is what they called it. I haven't opened it and looked at it yet. But I bought 2 cases of them and now I need to put them away. I'm going to freeze some, can some, and leave some out. I've never canned chicken like this. I'm going to leave it right on the drumstick and can it that way. So we'll see, it'll be an experiment. So it says right on the box that it is no antibiotics ever, 100% vegetarian fed, and it was air chilled. So let's open them up, see what they look like. So that's what they look like. They're not huge, but they're not tiny either, so hopefully they'll fit well in the jars. So I have all of my jars and rings ready. I'm just gonna do 14 jars. And then on my stove, I have 2 pressure canners. I did just buy a second one. I've been wanting a second one for a while, but my old stove wouldn't support 2. It only had 1 good burner. But we recently just got a new to us stove and all 4 burners work really well. So we're gonna see how this works and how I can do this. So it looks like you wanna go every other way with the chicken. So I'm assuming this is going to cook down as it cans. I am going to add a teaspoon of salt in this. And I'm not going to add any water. I'm hoping that as it cooks, it'll produce the water. Like I said, this is an experiment. I did fit 6 chicken legs in here, which is perfect for us. I'm going to do this to the rest of them and see how it goes. So I'm doing 1 teaspoon of salt in each jar. I'm only going to do 7 at a time and then get that canner going. Oops. And then start my next one. I don't even know how much salt I'll have in those now. This is only a half a teaspoon. My set is missing the teaspoon one. Well, hopefully there's not too much in any of those. So I have my first 7 jars done. I'm going to take hot vinegar water, wipe off the tops, and then put the lids and rings on and put them in the canner. Everything's cold. I'm starting with cold canners, cold chicken, cold jars, cold everything. So this is what the box looks like after 14 quart jars of chicken have been taken out. It's still pretty heavy. Okay, so I have both pots of chicken going. They are going to cook at 11 pounds of pressure for 75 minutes. I think it is super weird that bone-in meat takes less time than not bone-in meat. Deboned meat? Just meat? I don't know. But anyways, I think it's weird because if I was gonna do chicken Without any bones in it, it would have to take 90 minutes to can, whereas the bone-in chicken only takes 75 minutes. I did consult my little pressure canner book and I looked online, and that's what they recommend, so that's what I'm going to do. I still just think it's a little weird. So for freezing the chicken, I'm just gonna use my food saver and some bags and put them in that for the freezer. Oops, gosh, it's been a while since I've used this. Just gonna seal one bag. I have no idea even how big to make this bag. We'll try here. And then I'm going to write 6 chicken legs on it and the date. Why is that not? I don't even know what the date is today, honestly. I have no idea. Not even a clue. Okay, so I just checked and apparently today is May 14th. So, writing how many is going in there and the date. Oops, I just kicked my tripod. Just like that, nothing fancy. And that's it. And I'm probably gonna have to do this like 100 more times to get through all of this. So I'm actually gonna freeze a few bags in like marinade. So I like Italian chicken. I like to marinate my chicken in it. I also have learned that if you freeze your chicken, like put the marinade in it and then freeze, your chicken will marinate the whole time until it's freezing. And then when you pull it out of the freezer, oh gosh, I can't open this. And then when you pull it out of the freezer, it'll marinate the whole time in your fridge until you're ready to cook with it. And you don't have to do anything with it. So it's less prep later, which is nice. This is just regular Italian. I did write use first on this bottle because it needs to be used first. And then I just put some in the bag. Kind of wiggle it around. I do have more of these too, so I might just overdo it on them. More than I would if I didn't have a bunch. And then I'm just going to try to get as much air out of this as possible. And stick it in the freezer like this. So I just kind of squeeze it down. They are slippery. So I didn't really get that much air out of this one. It's hard when I'm trying to film. Normally I'll like hug it against my body to get the air out. And then these will just go in the fridge like this. These will just go in the freezer like this. And then I might do some in teriyaki also. I think the sound of a pressure canner running is one of my favorite sounds. So it's actually a couple days later, but this is what the chicken looks like. I did see something online that I should add some water to these. Like this is like a 1/2 inch per jar, just so it would be all the way up to the top, but the food is still safe, so I'm not worried about it. The broth inside is really nice, really thick broth. We have tried 2 jars of these already. Look at that, that looks so nice. So we have tried 2 jars of the chicken already. One we heated up in a pan with like peppers and onions, and that chicken really fell apart, fell off the bone. And the other one we just heated up in the microwave and then put some barbecue sauce on top of it, and those ones stayed intact. This chicken is really good. The broth inside of it is really good. I wish I had more jars because I probably would have did 14 more jars of this. If I get chicken on sale like this again, I'm probably going to can it because this was really good and we really liked it.